Here we go. The man accused of lighting a sleeping woman on fire on a New York subway and then fanning the flames has been indicted on murder and arson charges in New York. Sebastian Zapeta is accused of setting a woman's clothing on fire aboard a stopped subway train, engulfing this poor woman in flames. Now, he is a 33-year-old Guatemalan citizen who entered the United States illegally, not once, but twice. Yeah, he was deported once and then came back illegally. Police say there is no reason why the woman was attacked. Multiple bystanders caught the deadly incident on camera. Just want to give you a warning right now, my friends. What we're about to show you, you may find quite disturbing.
Sorry to his family. This is a person right here. Oh, oh, bro. Yo. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. So there was a brief court hearing on Friday. Zapeta was not present, but the Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez spoke out about Zapeta's charges after the hearing concluded. Take a listen to some of what he said.
Murder in the first degree carries the possibility of life without parole. It's the most serious statute in New York State law, and my office is very confident about the evidence in this case and our ability to hold Zapeta accountable for his dastardly deeds.
Now, police say this woman's body was burned so badly this morning they are still working to identify her. How heartbreaking is this? I've got two great guests on the program this morning to discuss this case. Let me bring them in now. Criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Franz Borghardt, and retired lieutenant. He was a commanding officer of the Nassau County Police K-9 unit. He also served in New York City. He's a K-9 expert now, Mike Gould. Good morning to you both. Lieutenant, I want to begin with you because we've been talking a lot with you in recent weeks about various events that have occurred on the New York subway. This one, just the most recent horrific incident. What are your thoughts about what happened?
Right, Julie. So I suspected from the very start that the victim of this was possibly also homeless. Very few commuters sleep on the subways any longer. I've been using the New York City subway system since the 60s, and I've watched the evolution of crime go up and go down. And right now we're entering a period where it's definitively going up. The New York City subway system is dangerous. It's thousands of people use it, 1,000 people will use it safely, but crime is up. And I believe this was a homeless person, obviously mentally ill, untreated mental illness is a huge problem in the subway system because it's a sanctuary. Fare jumping is basically legal in New York City because the DA has no longer charged those crimes. So the subways are warm, if nothing else, but they're dangerous, period, end of story.
Right. I'm going to take your advice on that. You've said it time and time again, Lieutenant, and been proven right again and again. A very, very dangerous place. Franz Borghardt, tell us, please, your reaction when you heard about this case and the fact that this morning we still are working to learn the victim's identity.
There are things that make this crime just a little bit more scary than just simple murder, which I know, I say simple murder. It's not that I'm desensitized to it, but I mean, we deal in the true crime world. A murder that happens without any kind of motive, like there's zero indication as to why this happened. The inability to know who the victim is. And then, I mean, that leads one to believe that if they were killed because they were homeless, that just makes it even more monstrous. And then from a future trial standpoint, the elephant in the room is going to be this defendant should not have been in the country. And that ignites all sorts of very strong feelings from jurors, potential jurors, about the unnecessary and preventable nature of this crime because he wasn't supposed to be here in the first place. So, this is just absolutely terrible. Caught on video. I mean, it's good for the prosecutions there pursuing the highest level of charges, valuing human life in that way, in that respect. And, he's presumed innocent, but it doesn't look good.
Right, Franz. Franz, the Brooklyn District Attorney spoke out about the victim and the efforts to identify her. I want to play that clip for you and Lieutenant Gould.
The criminal court complaint and the indictment at this time indicates the death of a Jane Doe. The police and the medical examiner's office and many investigators are working to identify her. The body was badly burned, and so advanced fingerprinting efforts are being made as well as advanced DNA evidence to identify her.
Lieutenant, would you walk us through, please, some of the things that police might be doing to try to identify this victim?
Right. So obviously from missing persons report. So that again leads me to believe that this also is a homeless person, because at this point in time, this person would be reported missing and somebody would talk about it. Or report it, and they'd make that connection. So, yeah, they're going to go through all the forensics possible. Again, not being desensitized. It's the nature of this crime that makes it so, I don't want to say newsworthy, but the person was incinerated. But subway murders, there's been 10 so far this year, and there's usually not, in all the places in the world, this is where mental illness thrives. Again, people get pushed in front of trains for no reason whatsoever. Sure, there's robberies, pickpocketing, those types of crimes, sex crimes that occur. But in this environment, underground environment, where basically people are trapped with criminals, tourists, commuters, and again, this untreated mental illness, it's a very volatile situation. So there is no rhyme or reason to these crimes. And homeless to homeless crimes is not unusual throughout the country, actually. So there have been homeless people murdered by arson in several cities, including Connecticut and Kansas City just this year.
Thank you for that, Lieutenant. Franz, as you know, Mr. Zapeta should not have been in the United States, period, end of story. He was not here legally, deported once, returned again. How does that illegal status that he has affect this criminal case in New York, if at all, legally?
So what the federal government normally does is they sit and wait, and after the prosecution and after the likely conviction, he has to serve his time here before he's deported. So if he gets a life sentence, he doesn't go anywhere. He stays here. If they're out on bond, Julie, they can sometimes self-surrender themselves to ICE and then get deported pre-conviction, but that's not going to happen here. The other issue, which giant question mark for me, is generally individuals that are here unlawfully working here to raise money try to fly under the radar, like try to hide in plain sight. This crime, this monstrous crime, is anything but that. So what was going on in this individual's brain that he would think it was appropriate to do this? And also, it leads me to ask the question, did he know the victim, or was just absolutely 100% random and senseless? But back to your main question, the United States is going to get its pound of flesh before anything else happens. And if he gets convicted and he has life without parole, he's going to stay in the United States for life without parole.
Franz, thank you for that. Lieutenant Gould, last word from you would like, please, in terms of what measures need to be taken going forward on the New York subway system.
Right, Julie. So if you recall, we just dealt with this with Daniel Penny. It was the same, I wouldn't say the exact same fact pattern, but it was similar. Mental illness, untreated, Good Samaritan standing by. The DA, in my opinion, overcharged in this case, and the jury didn't buy it. And by the way, this is going to be the same New York City jury, Manhattan jury, that's going to be involved in the Mangione case. So there's a lot of factors going on. And in Manhattan, I can't help but tell you, it's the DA's undercharging, overcharging, and not charging at all. So many of these quality of life crimes, so to speak, that were in place was removed by DA Bragg. Fare jumping, trespassing, resisting arrest. So it's basically legal to fare jump. So you can go into the city subway system for free and you can ride it all day. So it's a magnet for homeless people. So everybody's got to get their act together. We all got to be on the same page. Law enforcement, the courts, and the judicial system.
Great insight from you both. Lieutenant Mike Gould, Attorney Franz Borkar, you both are staying with us throughout the program, and we're so grateful.